Hello everyone and welcome to day 4 of the Anniversary 10 buff breakdowns. So a lot of people were predicting Mata Hari and the Yuri Pirates for today's buffs, as we do have a 1-star assassin and a 4-star rider. The Mata Hari buff was correct, and I apologize for forgetting about her in my prediction yesterday. I feel bad about that. But the rider buff was neither my prediction nor the community's, because it went to Surfmo OG Summer Mordred, and it's an MP buff as well. So before we get to the Mata Hari buff, I want to talk about the Mordred buff first. So MP previously 5-hit AoE arts, just did damage and had a 50% chance on base overcharge to drain 1 tick of MP gauge from all enemies, scaling up to a 90% chance on max overcharge. The overcharge is like kind of whatever. I mean, her MP, it's famous for being like insanely spammable. She was an original arts looper way before Castoria was even in the game. There weren't that many servants who could do arts looping fairly reliably, but servants like Mordred here, who had insane refund on their MP, actually still could do it. But the problem for her was that across time, when arts looping became more accessible for other servants too and newer servants were released, her damage just didn't carry over. Despite having an amazing refund, she just fell off damage-wise, and the overcharge on the MP was never reliable or that amazing to begin with, despite being the only other effect besides damage there. So let's see what they did to her MP. So all the pre-existing stuff I just listed remains unchanged, okay? The drain on the overcharge is still the same, 50% chance on base from all enemies, scaling up to 90% chance. I was hoping to see that upped as well, but oh well. But besides the standard damage upgrade, we do have 2 new lines. Now, before damage on base overcharge, so a new overcharge effect has been added, she gets 10% MP damage for 3 turns, scaling up to 30% on max overcharge. So that's basically a form of ramp up, and it's great that it's before damage to increase her damage immediately from the get-go that much more. And then the other new line is that she gets another 20% MP damage for herself for 1 turn if you happen to be on a beach map, basically. So on base overcharge, you can get up to 30% MP damage for that turn you use the MP on, if the map is correct. This is a great buff. I don't really mind the niche one having the higher base number, because the niche one is only for 1 turn, whereas the overcharge one, yes, it's a smaller number on base, but it is ramp up, so it's 3 turns. So if you go with base MPs for 3 turns in a row, the third MP will actually have a minimum of 30% MP damage as is. And again, combine this with the base damage increase of an upgraded MP. This will definitely help her quite a bit. Now, her skills are still absolute trash. There's not really anything nice going on with them, so I still think she is going to be fully relegated to single core farming, which may or may not be super relevant in this day and age, but I'm sure Surfmo fans will still be very happy with this, because believe it or not, this is her first buff in like basically 10 years. She is a Summer 1 servant and has never received a buff of any kind. So that's kind of applaudable as is. So while her skills are still pretty trash, at least she can do farming a bit better now as well. So on the rider tier list this year, we had her on a flat D tier, and I haven't seen the numbers yet for the actual upgrade looping numbers. I'll probably link the sheet in the description again, so once the boys update it, you can go ahead and look at the numbers yourselves. But I'm gonna place her in C+ now, I think. I'm not gonna jump the gun immediately. Her farming numbers could potentially be very decent, especially if you happen to be fighting on a beach map. But as is, she only still does farming. It's only single core. I don't know, man. I don't see her becoming amazing. But hey, rejoice, Surfmo fans. You finally got something after all these years. Now, let's talk about the true winner of today, in my opinion. We got the skill buff for Mata Hari. So it's a buff to her second skill. So previously on a 6-turn cooldown, she had a 60% chance to charm all male enemies for 1 turn, with individual calculations of course, and then did a 20% defense down on all enemies for 3 turns. Now this defense down can be applied to any enemy that can be debuffed. They don't have to be a male. So regardless, you could at least benefit via that from this skill. It wasn't terrible, especially for a 1-star. But they did buff it anyway, so let's see what we have. So now on the same 6-turn cooldown, first of all, new line, there is now a 500% chance for her to apply a charm resistance down on all enemies for one time, 3 turns. And this increases the charm, or decreases their charm resistance by 60%, okay? And then she does the anti-mail charm, okay? With the same 60% base chance for 1 turn. So now with this, it's basically guaranteed. Since this is, 500% chance to apply. So unless they're immune to charm stuffs or debuffs in general, you're basically guaranteed the anti-mail charm now. That's pretty cool. You still have the same 20% defense down for 3 turns on all enemies, but then, oh boy, we have 2 new lines still. She does another further 30% defense down on all enemies that are charmed for 3 turns. Like, what? And then they added more. You also get 30 stars on use. Like, what even is this skill? That is ridiculous. Yes, it's best against males, of course, because then you get the charm and then you get the 50% defense down. But even then, it's still better outside of males too, because of the addition of the star bomb as well. Or you could have the charm resistance down help someone else in your party who might need the charm. Obviously, if she consumes, because it's 1 time, 3 turns, if the opponents are male, chances are her charm will consume that effect immediately. But if you are fighting non-males, someone else could, make use of this. Say, like Kama, for instance, who gets a massive damage boost from landing her charm. So if you're fighting like a female, you can plop Matahari in there, have Kama basically guaranteed charm with all this really heavy defense down. Granted, you kind of have to get the Matahari charm herself if you want this big 30%, because it's on the same activation. But yeah, I digress. It's still a very insane skill. This, I don't understand. Not to mention the stars go really well together with her first skill buff that gives allies a lot of stars, yet and most importantly 50% crit damage for 3 turns. So that star bomb is a super lovely combo with that. Also, her third skill already does another 20% defense down for 3 turns on 1 enemy, which also skill seals. So with skills alone, she can now have minus 70% defense down for 1 target for 3 turns, granted they're a male. That's a 1-star. That's getting close to defense down cap. And if you want to go the crazy route of adding her MP as well, on base overcharge, that's a 90% defense down for 1 turn. Potentially up to all the way to cap, depending on if you hit 300% or not on overcharge. That is pretty insane. I don't even know, bro. This skill is insane. Like, Matahari was already very decent for esports, these type of stuffs, and now I think she is now cementing herself as a top-tier esports budget support. I don't know what to call her, just big damage booster is all I can say. So on the low-star tier list this year that had the cavalry classes, including Assassin, we already gave her a fairly high rating of A, and with this, I'm not even going to think about it. She's EX tier. I seriously doubt she would be anywhere under that as a 1-star now, so I just can't see it. I think she's now top tier, so this is a very amazing buff for her. Just boost your damage by that much more. So for day 5, we're going back to 5 stars again. We have a 5-star assassin buff and a 2-star assassin buff, so double dipping on the class like on day 2 as well. My prediction for the 5-star assassin is Jack, because her skills are pretty bad. She's not the only one that has pretty bad skills, but she's my main prediction. What I would love to see, though, is Assassin Lee or King Hassan, because those are my biased servants that I love a lot. So I'd be very happy if I saw those. But my realistic prediction goes to Jack tomorrow with no bias. 2-star assassin, I think, is going to be obviously Sanson. If it's not Sanson, I don't even know what is going on. He is by far the worst 2-star assassin in the game, and in fact one of the worst assassins in general. He is borderline useless, his skills are terrible, and he just got his animation update as well, so that could give him a better chance of getting a buff. Not guaranteed, mind you, because Yuri Pirates did not get buffed today, but I do think it increases his chances. So there you go, that's day 4 wrapped up, and man, pretty good buffs. The Surfmo Buff is what she basically needed. I'm still not sure if she's gonna break the mold, but yeah, it's a good buff. And then the Matahari buff is just I don't know, man. That's, at least in my eyes, it's pretty insane. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about the buffs, whether I'm overreacting here or not. But I really do think she is just really, really good now. If you enjoyed this video, do me a solid and press the thumbs up button on it. It really helps out. And do subscribe not to miss out on future videos, because obviously tomorrow we're going to cover day 5 buffs. And there's probably going to be other videos here and there as well. Some days we'll have double uploads. So yeah, we're on a content grind. Shout out to my patrons on the screen right now, and Suit for being a big YouTube tier member supporter. And otherwise, hope to see you in the next video, and a peace out.